All right, so out here at the VoskCoin mining farm, and today we're gonna be repairing a mining rig. A miner that you probably have never seen repaired. It's gonna be an IceRiver miner. IceRiver miners are generally lower quality than say like a Bitmain Antminer. I've had a lot more failures with IceRiver miners than I have Bitmain miners, just for example. I'm not a Bitmain shill. I actually actively dislike Bitmain. It's a long story, but one of the reasons is they're just, not very supportive and pretty cutthroat. So I got a replacement control board in from IceRiver, which is this, as well as a replacement power supply. I honestly, at a glance, thought that they sent me the wrong power supply. But then you look closer, and you realize it's just slapped on the side, looking traditional, like it's the whole dang thing, like, say these power supplies are, but it's just a little box piece. It's more like the traditional older style of power supplies. If you're wondering who makes the IceRiver control boards, that would be Xilinx. Control board swaps are pretty simple, and power supply swaps are as well. To replace the control board, you really just need to take this hood off and get access, unplug everything, slide it out, take it out, and plug everything back in. So we're not going to be doing that today. We're just going to focus here on the mission at hand. Really need to get things cleaned up. I feel like every time we kind of clean up, make everything dirty again. But, hey, whatever. We're here to get it done today. Oh, you're a dirty boy.
Tired of dealing with broken or down miners? Have you considered hosting your miners? Check out Revolution Mining. They offer hosting options for Bitcoin and Kaspa miners within the US. They offer 24/7 monitoring and support of your miners, so if they break or go down, there's someone there to repair them. And with low electric rates, you could be making more passive income by hosting. To learn more about Revolution Mining, check out our link in the video description below and be sure to use code VoskCoin to save. Thank you to Revo for sponsoring this video.
Alright, so first things first, right? We've got this stupid plastic that the manufacturers are too lazy to take off. So we're going to take that off. It's even overlaid on the honeycomb like this. Alright, so we popped that off. At a glance, these are rivets. This is going to hold this fan on the power supply in. So I'm guessing we just pop these two off, and maybe that's a piece that kind of locks this in. I haven't looked up how to do this. I'm just going to figure it out and do it. Hey, I just want it to be known I'm a Milwaukee guy. I just have this out here and handy right now, so don't get it twisted. Handy dandy screw holder. Alright, so we took off those 4 screws. It's moving. It's still secured by 2 screws here on the back. Alright, I'm thinking this lifts up. And it does. And of course we don't take the plastic off, you bastards. Alright, so let's check it out a little bit before we move on. Right, so we see this power supply model right here. We see model HQ 2000 A01. This is the replacement I got in. I've got HQ 2000 A01. But I have a -C C3 here on the serial number, or above the serial number. So maybe it's a revision. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's a batch number. Maybe it looks like they took this power supply and chucked it across the floor before they sent it to me, and then left it outside for approximately 2.5 days so it could rust some. Whatever. At least the plastic is off, right? So there are no power cables running between these. These are bus bars. These bus bars transmit the power. So the power is being basically generated here in the power supply from your outlet, and then it's traveling on these bus bars into the actual mining device. You will see some, power fan connections, and you see these cables. These black and yellow cables are PCIe cables, which are like power cables and things like that. But all of the power is being transmitted here to everything else in the device through these bus bars with this power supply. And if we flip around to the back side, right, we have our inlet on the power cable. So it looks like I'll be able to just slide this out the back. That would really make a lot more sense from a design point of view. To be honest, I'm going to be pissed if that is not the case. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove these bus bar screws. All right, so we've got 4 that we need to keep track of. In addition to that, they have a little crush washer and then a normal washer, or whatever the technical terms for those things are. So 3 of those screws are magnetic. One is pretty rusted. The other was not. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we're sliding right out the back. Need more room though. Alright, we'll slide back in. Spin. Oh yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so we slid out. That just kind of seemed to be held in there by tension and luck, maybe. Those initial 2 screws that I detached, where I thought maybe there's a little piece that would just slide out, those are going into the power supply right there. These 2 spots. Okay, so we got our new power supply, and that's backwards. Okay, we got our replacement power supply, our new one. We're just gonna slide it in. What do you notice, mis amigos? There's no holes for it. So there's a couple things we could do here, and we're gonna do nothing. We're just gonna leave that out. It'll probably be fine.
I don't know.
Okay. And now we're just gonna... Actually, you know what? While this is out, I'm gonna take all this gross plastic. I hate this. It's so annoying. All right. Plastic removed. Person slide. Complete. Spin. So now I'm going to make sure the power supply is pushed all the way back on the metal piece, and then line the metal piece up to where the holes are. I'm gonna get everything like 75% of the way in. Okay, those are in. So we've reinstalled this. And now I'm gonna do something that I don't recommend you do. All right, so I'm gonna plug this in for some quick testing, but please listen to what I'm saying here. Okay, so I had a handy dandy Ethernet cable nearby, and I'm not gonna put this shroud back on. Don't do this. Don't do what I'm doing. Okay, the end. That's the whole story. You should put the shroud back on. Get your do not touch these bus bars. This is the dangerous way to do this. This is not advised. Try these tricks at home. So I got the power cable in. And now we're gonna turn the PDU on. This is the one that I drilled into the desk. That's how much I like these mining PDUs from Altair. These are the best mining PDUs in the game. I'm not just saying that because we have an affiliate link and a coupon code. You punch in the code down, that's in the video description below, and it's like basically $100 shipped. It's a hell of a deal for what it is. I mean, you can go and buy worse stuff for more money if you want. But anyway, really like these. So we got the PDU on. The device isn't on, right? Because we have it on the O, which is not on. We turn it on. At a glance, it's working more than it was. It was completely dead before. It was not working. So normally that means power supply failure. So the reason I'm doing it this way is for the simple fact of I don't want to completely put it back together if I did something wrong, if this is not the issue, if somehow I got an additional bad power supply. I don't know, right? But I'm in the middle of troubleshooting this. To be frank, going into recording this video, I just assumed that it was going to be the power supply. This could have ended up a deleted video if that was not the case. Or maybe I would just post it and you guys can all laugh at me. So it seems to be working or trying to work, right? So I just logged into my network. My IceRiver KS1 is back online. So I can see my IP address here, so I'll go ahead and copy that. Now that sounds like it's mining.
Few moments later.
I punch the IP address into my browser, and then I'll just go admin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think it's 1 through 8. And now we're here in the dashboard. Just go ahead and refresh it. We can see it's detecting 2 hash boards just turned on. No data really here. So I'm going to give this thing 5 minutes to get started, and then we'll be back.
5 minutes later.
All right, so we swapped that power supply. Sorry, it's a little loud, but we can see that the hash rate is up where we want it to be, at least on the 5 minutes. The bottom line is it's working. So let's shut it down and get the rest of the parts back on. So the only thing we're looking for here is we're making sure that the fan power cables on both sides are in their little designated slot. And then if we notice there's the screw hole here, so we need to get over the screw hole. And now everything is lined up as it should be. So we've got one right here. And then we spin. So after we spin, remember, we got 2 holes in the power supply here that don't exist on the replacement. All right, we got it screwed down because we got distracted by a piece of plastic. Neutralized. Unfortunately, that power supply is loose.
No! God, please, no! No!
So you want to take a gamble with me? So I've got these little screws here on my desk. I just bought this like 2000 random piece hardware kit several years ago. I've used it so many times for so many different projects. So I've got this little screw, and then that's the screw that was in the old one. Looking at it, I even have this little one, which is even smaller. All right, I'm gonna drill a tiny little pilot hole. Really need a different screwdriver bit. This Klein screwdriver is freaking incredible. I messed up my bits a little bit. Bits be tripping, man, on forcing these in. It's not perfect, but for spending 5 minutes, power supply is secure. It'll do. And if I ever ship this off, I feel a lot better about this being secured in there. I don't have any immediate plans to, but I don't want to, you know, skip that kind of step. This is loose in here and then lead to some sort of issue in the future. So let's get this thing deployed back in the VoskCoin mining farm. I'm coming from the Influencer Fight Club now. IFL, baby. But don't call me an influencer. I'm not one. So we got the IceRiver KS1 back deployed on the mining farm, and it's hashing away. Miner's still running even though we drilled those screw holes into it. I didn't pop open the power supply like ideally I should have to be doing something like that, but to just go ahead and say, well, hey, that's what they did on the first one, so it should be good. We're not changing the length or the thickness really. And then just being super careful we just don't blitz the PCB in there with our drill bit. Probably be alright. Real problem out here on the farm is gonna be these weeds. Who's gonna take care of this shit? God dang it! This is all gravel. I don't know. I need just Bitcoin to go to $2 million a coin so I can just pave this and not give a shit about spending the money. But yeah, that's how easy it is to change that out. We did a little mod along the way. It's, ASIC miners are, relatively, similar, typical. And that one was a bit unique with the little mini power supply inside a big casing there on the side to look like most traditional current gen ASIC mining rigs. I mean, these are purpose-built machines, custom computers. All they do is mine cryptocurrency. So they have a control board, which is the brain. They have the hash boards, which is like the engine. And then they have the power supply that supplies the juice. So if your miner's not running right but still running, probably a hash board issue. If you can't connect to it, it's probably a control board issue. If it doesn't turn on, it's probably power supply issue. Pretty simple stuff, pretty easy fix. I would just like to see a better lifespan out of this kind of hardware because right about now, actually about a year ago, right around now is when I got the KS1, and this thing broke a month or two ago. So it didn't even make it a year. And that's not good enough. That's not good enough at all. I want this stuff to run and be fine for years, especially when you're dealing with newer companies like IceRiver that may not be around in 3 years. All IceRiver does is make Kaspa ASIC miners. Will they survive the test of time? We'll see. We'll see. We'll see if VoskCoin even survives the test of time. So hey, I hope you enjoyed the content. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let's close it out with 10 seconds of tails. That's as many as I can make while I'm holding something. She is our CRO, our Chief Repair Officer here at the VoskCoin YouTube channel, where we take seat titles with the utmost seriousness. So.
When you let me, baby,